Sawadee welcome to Sabai Talk, a podcast about Thai food, Thai culture, and the Thai way of living. I am Hong Thai Mi, a New York City-based chef and the founder of Thai Mi Artisanal Sauces.
And I'm Pai Lin, chef, YouTuber, and creator of Hot Thai Kitchen. So today we are talking about vegetarian and vegan Thai food, a subject that I have been thinking a lot about. Well, actually, it's something that I have thought about ever since I posted recipes on the internet because constantly people are asking, how can I make this vegetarian? I don't eat fish sauce. Like all kinds of all these modifications I never thought about prior to sharing recipes with the public. So this subject, I think we're going to tackle it in two different sections because you can think about it in two different ways. The first section, we're going to talk about cooking Thai food, vegetarian, vegan Thai food at home and the things that you can do. And then the second part is we'll talk about being a vegan and vegetarian in Thailand. If you're going on vacation and you have restrictions, how difficult is it? What can you do? Our tips. And then for that section, I have enlisted the help of 3 vegan friends because neither Chef Hong and I have experience as a vegan in Thailand because we're not. So we're not the best people to speak to that, but we have enlisted some really good sources to share with you some tips on that. Okay, so that's how we're going to approach it. But first, Pi Hong, share with us, since you ran Thai restaurants in America, what was your approach to accommodating people who are vegetarian or vegan?
Personally, for me, again, this is my own choice. All right. I like my establishment, my restaurants to be the place for everybody. So I made sure that I had enough options.
Mm-hmm.
If there were vegan or vegetarian eaters came in, we don't have to scramble around, to
Mm,
serve them. Because I think like everybody should enjoy themselves with a peace of mind when it comes to the restaurant. They don't have to feel too worried of like, oh my God, I'm vegan. It's gonna be so hard to eat out. So I
mm-hmm.
might, my approach might be different, but it has been my mantra and and it was quite easy to do.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps a restaurant to at least have something on the menu ready to
Hmm.
go so that you're not having to, like, as you said, run around figuring out how to accommodate every
No.
time. It's easy for everyone. And if as someone who has vegan friends, when we go out to eat, if I look at the menu of a restaurant and see, oh, this place is okay for my friend, then we're more likely to go to your business than somewhere else where it would be a challenge, right?
I'm not that nice of a person. I'm just very business driven.
That you just want to maximize the number of people who can come to your restaurant, which is a great incentive. But also, this is why I understand that some restaurants, if they are busy and they feel like they're at max capacity and they don't need any more customers, that's, I feel like, when you get the restaurants who are like, we can't do that. Like, we won't do that. We can't do that. And that's, I think, when they just don't feel like they need money from another group of customers that they don't currently have.
Mhm.
So that can be a challenge in that way.
And I want
So,
to put extra disclaimer there.
mm,
Even though I'm not vegan or vegetarian, I love
mm,
vegetables.
yes.
So I
Eh,
love, good dish of mushroom or when we live in North America, so in the falls where we have beautiful squashes, I like to put that on the menu.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so let's start. The first big question that I want to start with is, how vegan friendly is Thai food? So, um, I want to hear what let me tell you what I think first, okay? And then I want to hear if my perception is the same as yours. How vegan friendly is Thai food? And in my opinion, in its natural state, it is not at all vegan friendly. So you can't like walk into a Thai home and just expect that there are or Thai restaurant and expect that they're just going to be options for you, because in its natural state it is full of animal products. And even if it's not a main ingredient, it's in the seasoning, it's hidden, you can't even see it. So most of the time, if you're vegetarian or vegan and you want to eat Thai food, it will be modified. It has to be modified. Is that kind of how you think of it too?
I love this conversation. I love how, like you see quite different from where I experienced Thai food,
Mm-hmm.
vegetarian or vegan Thai food in Thailand or Thai food. Because I think it's quite adjustable. Yes, it's not in the
Yes.
nature, but
Yes.
we could make delicious and traditional Thai dishes into vegetarian and vegan dishes.
Yes. And you're not disagreeing with me, because I agree with you on that point. Is in its normal state, it is not at all vegan vegetarian friendly, but it's actually very easily modifiable, because most of Thai dishes, the meat is just one part of the dish, right? Like, think of a curry, right? The curry has the sauce, the vegetables, the herbs, and the meat is one thing. So it's easily substitutable. Same as stir fries, and many other dishes. But of course, we have things like a whole steamed fish where you can't sub that out. Crispy pork belly, yeah, you just can't sub that out. But most of like the meals that we eat at home and all of this stuff, like the meat is not the star,
Hmm.
right? And so it's easy enough if you say, oh, I want to have a green curry. Oh, I can make a vegan version of that, right? Um, Another thing that I noticed that is good with Thai food is we eat a family meal with many dishes on the table. So if you've got one person who is vegan, you don't have to like change the whole meal so that it's or make something entirely different just for them. You can just like, okay, we'll make sure we'll have something for them and the rest of the people can still eat, the regular food, right?
Hmm. And also, I think like if you decided to be vegetarian or vegan, this is something that, like I want to talk deeper. Why do people have to do like an imitation duck or imitation chicken or
Right.
impossible beef or meat? If you would love to eat, I mean, vegetable driven food, shouldn't
Mhm.
it be from purely vegetables? You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Or soy
Yes.
products. So to
Yeah, and there are a
me,
lot of protein sources that are not from animals.
that is
Um,
equivalent and it's delicious.
mhm. So when it comes to Thai food, I think the biggest challenge that people have is actually not the meat, it is the seasoning, because fish sauce features heavily in our cooking. And if it's not fish sauce, it's oyster sauce. If it's not oyster sauce, it's shrimp paste or some sort of, blara, or some sort of fermented animal products, or bone broths. Like if you're going to eat a bowl of noodle soup, sure, you can pick out all the meat, but the broth is definitely coming from like a animal bone broth. So this, I think, makes it the most challenging, where if you just take out the meat, it doesn't solve all your problems if you are strict. Now, there are lots of people who are like, hey, as long as I'm not eating pieces of meat, I'm okay with the seasoning. There are lots of people like that. So if that's you, it's actually pretty easy. But if
Hmm.
you worry about, every little thing, then you have to be really aware of common ingredients that go into Thai food. Right. So how did you deal in the restaurant with like fish sauce, oyster sauce, and all of that? Like, did you just
Well,
have like vegetarian versions where the sauce didn't contain any of those?
correct.
Mm,
Yeah, correct.
okay.
So we used to serve variation of curries, right? And if it
Right.
is, we just leave one curry that instead
Mm,
of seasoned with fish sauce, because
mm,
we do our own curry paste at, in house. So
right.
we did not have to put in the gapi in there. but we
The
add
shrimp
on
paste,
extra,
yeah.
yeah, the shrimp paste, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And so we just season that with salt instead of fish sauce, and sometimes with a mushroom sauce. I mean, mushroom sauce to make it
Mm-hmm.
um, much more, deepening the flavor
The
of the curry.
umami.
Correct, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because like that, we have to talk about that because I think that a lot of home cooks do use soy sauce when it comes to curry, and to us
Mm-hmm.
Thai, we get cringe, right? Like soy sauce is like never on a Thai, grocery. So yeah, we use mushroom sauce.
What do you mean by mushroom sauce?
It's like,ซีอิ๊วขาว. So it's a light soy sauce, but I'm not
Oh, it's
talking about
still
like
a soy sauce,
but
but the
like
mushroom
but
version.
correct, not like the
Okay, okay,
darkened,
okay.
deepened black soy sauce
Okay,
in the
I
curry.
understand. Mushroom soy sauce. Yeah.
Correct.
Um, so let's give quick tips now about simple substitutions that you can make if you come across a Thai recipe and you see fish sauce. With fish sauce, I would say most of the time you can substitute Thai soy sauce, like the Thai mushroom soy sauce. Golden Mountain sauce, which is a type of Thai seasoning, similar to Maggi. You can use Maggi. Basically, I like to teach people to think about the how and not just the what. Not just like memorizing a list of ingredients you can use, but like think about what you're actually doing so you can apply it to different ingredients. So with fish sauce, it is salty and it is umami and it is a liquid, which sometimes is important, the fact that it's a liquid. So you have to then, okay, what is salty and what is umami and liquid? So naturally, soy sauce, it's a really straightforward substitution. You can these days get vegan fish sauce. And one of our sponsors, Chef's Choice, does have a really nice vegan fish sauce that you can use, but there are options on the market these days. But if you don't have anything else, soy sauce would be the most straightforward thing. Occasionally, you can just use salt. Like if you don't need the liquid part of fish sauce. Like if you're making a salad, you want the liquid, otherwise your salad be so dry. But if you just need the salt, sometimes salt is just fine. And these days they make fancy salt with all kinds of things in it. You can throw in some MSG to get some extra umami. No one's looking. And so that's sort of how you think.
Have
And
you
then, yeah, go ahead.
have you heard of amino acid, right? Is it coconut amino acid?
Liquid aminos.
Yeah, liquid
Yeah,
amino.
yeah. Liquid
Uh,
aminos or coconut aminos.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard about it and read about it. I have never tried. Have you?
I don't think I have. I've tried liquid aminos. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes just like Maggie. Okay,
Okay.
it tastes just like Maggie. Coconut aminos is something that comes up for people who can't have soy. So it is a salty seasoning that is not soy based, which is quite rare. Most salty seasonings have soy. So people who are allergic to soy, they tend to use that. I've never had it. It's not easy to find. It's not something that like I can just grab off the shelf here. But I've heard people report that it tastes pretty good. So that's definitely one option if soy is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then with oyster sauce, they sell vegetarian oyster sauce at most Asian stores,
See,
right?
that's kind of thing drive me nuts because it's like, then just come up with something. Don't say vegetarian oyster sauce.
No, I am calling it that, but on the label,
Oh,
that's not what it says.
oh, okay.
So on the label, it will say vegetarian stir fry sauce or sometimes like mushroom stir fry sauce. They call it different things, but basically, if it's in the section near the oyster sauce and it looks thick like oyster sauce and it says vegetarian or it says mushroom, it's supposed to be the vegetarian substitute for oyster sauce. So
That
that's what you would
sounds
look for.
that sounds so much better.
Yes, not vegetarian oyster sauce, which is an oxymoron. And the Lee Kum Kee actually makes a
Yes.
pretty good one of
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, what else are the shrimp paste? So what do you use for shrimp paste as a substitute usually?
I
Or
don't
you just leave it
you
out?
yeah, I just leave it out. But I'm
Yeah.
sure these days there are kapi J in Thai, right? So J is the word when it comes to vegetarian term.
Yeah,
I'm
we can talk
sure.
about that in a little
Yeah.
bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in Thailand they make some sort of a vegan shrimp
Hmm.
paste, but in my experience, miso is a good substitute. Miso paste, it's like again, umami, salty, thick paste. You can add that. A lot of times you can just skip it. Like, and it's like if you're making a curry paste, if you don't put any shrimp paste in it, it's still gonna be good. Nothing bad is gonna happen. Um, and so a lot of times you can just omit. And then meat-based broths, if you come across a noodle soup recipe, you can make a really good mushroom vegetable broth that is very delicious. You just throw in some mushrooms and onions. You can do
Radishes.
lemongrass, radish.
Yes.
Oh, daikon. Oh my God, you
Yep.
have to put daikon in your broth. It makes
Mm-hmm.
such a sweet, delicious broth. So you
Mm-hmm.
can make a really good vegetable broth and use that as a base
Mm-hmm.
in places where we call for chicken stock and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Any other tips that you've done over the years in the trick of substitutions?
Um, I think that's pretty much it because, like lucky in Thai cooking, it's just a matter of like, for example, let's dissect the curry. Or if
Yes.
you need a good curry, it's curry paste, which you can make yourself, so you don't have to have the shrimp paste in it. Then you pick
Mm,
the protein, which you can have tofu or all the vegetables, correct? And
mm-hmm,
then you can
mm-hmm.
season that with mushroom sauce, light mushroom sauce, or salt. And
Yes.
that's it. And then you still keep the coconut or palm sugar, and that still give you a really, really good pot of curry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and there are not lots of natural sources of umami if you feel like you might be missing that. So shiitake mushroom, I have this trick where I grate dry shiitake mushroom. You take a microplane and you grate it, and it turns into little pieces of dust, and that is full of umami, and that can replace the umami that you'd be missing from from fish sauce or meat. Also, tomato paste. This was a trick that I used in when I ran a restaurant. We made a vegan red curry. So we couldn't put shrimp paste in there, but I found that tomato paste, just a little bit, just ooms up that umami so
Hmm.
beautifully. And the color works because it's red
Mhm.
on red. And it doesn't taste anything like tomatoes. You're just finding natural sources of umami to replace what you've taken out. So there are lots of little things like this that you can do as well.
To piggyback on that, you know what I find too? I find dry mushrooms gives
Mm-hmm.
that so much more umami itch
Yes.
into the
Yes.
broth
Then
more
fresh
than
ones. Yes. Yes.
correct, correct. And
Yes.
it's, cheaper too in some ways.
Yeah. I mean, dry shiitake mushrooms, you should have that in
Amazing.
your pantry. It works in so many dishes. It lasts forever. It's
Yeah.
cheaper, so useful. Okay. Let's now move on to the what happens when you're in Thailand section. Do you have any experience with vegetarians or vegans in Thailand, like from your personal experience? No.
No. No. In fact, I would like, like when we decided to talk about this, the first thing that came up was like, I mean, there were time that I did not even mind to be vegetarian for a while. I mean, let me clarify that. In Thailand, we very religious people. Okay.
Mm.
Sometimes there would be like some weeks or some months that you don't eat meat because you believe that you do some good merits for not killing
Mm-hmm.
animals, right? So you just eat
Yes.
vegetable
Yes.
and bente and mangsawirat, which Pailin would explain that to you later. And I remember there's a really good vegetarian restaurant in Chiang Mai. I'm sure they're not running that business anymore, but I always
Right.
have a good time there. I tasted something new, like something that
Mm-hmm.
is not meaty, but it's still delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
and that changed the way I see things. But when I say it's not the problem, I simply, it's simply because I'm a very adventurous eater and I'm a
Yeah.
curious person. So I keep on
Yeah.
learning. And
Yes.
because it was not my rules, because it was not like I have to do that day in, day out. So I'm a little
Mm-hmm.
bit
Mm-hmm.
biased of saying like it was kind of accessible for me.
Yeah, and I think like the fact that Chef Hong doesn't have any experience with like vegan people. It goes to show you how few vegetarians and vegans there are in Thailand. So like within my circle of friends in Thailand, um, I only know one person who's a vegetarian, and he's not Thai. Ed, who edits this podcast, he's an American living in Thailand, and he's the only, well, aside from my cousin who doesn't live in Thailand, but we'll get to that. But anyway, I don't have any friends who have any dietary restrictions, let alone being a vegetarian or vegan, that nobody's allergic to anything. It's just, allergies rates are also very low in Thailand. So like being here is a totally different story when it comes to like going out to eat. Somebody always has either an allergy or some sort of a restriction. I don't know what it is. It's in the water here or something. But in Thailand, it's rarely an issue. So, when I first came here, this was a whole new thing I had to learn, like allergies and all of this stuff. It was a whole new thing I had to learn. Okay, so what I've done then, since you and I have no firsthand experience, is I talked to 3 different people. Okay, first is Ed, who is the editor of the show, the host of the Bangkok podcast. He's an American who has been living in Thailand for over 20 years. Okay, he is a vegetarian, not a vegan, but because he lives there for so long, he has a lot of insights to share. The second person I talked to was my friend Desiree, who is a cookbook author and a dietitian. She is a Canadian vegan who recently went to Thailand on vacation. So she shared with me her experience there. And then finally is Siri, my cousin. Yes, that's Siri, just like the iPhone, but my cousin who lives in the UK, but is a Thai native and goes back to Thailand a couple of times a year. So he shares his experience as a vegan in Thailand as well. And there are similar things that they have shared, but they've all shared very different insights. So I found that really interesting. So I'll just briefly go over what first Ed says, who is of the 3, he's the only one who actually lives there, but he's vegetarian, not vegan. Okay. So Ed does not find it hard to be a vegetarian in Thailand. And in fact, all 3 people have said the same thing, that it is not hard. As we have said, he thinks that for many Thai dishes, the meat is not the star. So usually it's an easy sub or an omission, like just don't put the eggs or don't put the meat or use tofu instead or something. And he finds that most Thai restaurants are quite accommodating and flexible, and they're willing to make the substitutions if they can. However, one thing that he notes is that tofu is not always available. So like Thai restaurants, you can't just be like, can you put tofu instead? Like some restaurants just, we don't have tofu. Like that's not a thing that we carry in our kitchen. So he says that it's just kind of a crapshoot who has tofu and who doesn't. So that's just something to keep in mind, that a lot of foreigners associate tofu with Asian food and they expect that like every kitchen is going to have tofu. That is not always the case. Go ahead.
And, like sometimes in Thailand, tofu makes of eggs. We call
Yes, there's
tofu
egg
pie.
tofu.
Yes.
Yes. There's egg tofu, which is made from eggs.
Yeah. And it's delicious.
Yes, I love egg tofu so much. So he does say that if you're in Bangkok, it's very easy because there are actually many vegetarian restaurants these days. And most of them are going to be in areas with tourists because, as I said, most Thai people are not vegetarian or vegan. So these are probably more catered towards foreigners. So he notes 4 different areas. Sukhumvit, which is the main road that runs through downtown of Bangkok, that if you go to Thailand, you're going to be on Sukhumvit some way, somehow. Like you cannot escape Sukhumvit. And then Banglamphu / Khao San Road. Khao San Road is like, it's almost not even Thailand, right? Like it's just like tourist land. That's where all the backpackers go. But because it is full of tourists, there are vegetarian restaurants. Indian neighborhoods, such as Pahurat, or around Hindu temples. So there are quite a lot of Thai Indians in Bangkok. And so, is it Thai Indian or Indian Thai? I guess it would be Indian Thais. Yeah, they're Indian people who live in Thailand. So around where they live, there are vegetarian restaurants. And then finally, around the Chinese Buddhist temples, such as Wat Mangkon in Chinatown, there are some as well. This is really interesting. I didn't know any of this.
It's very interesting to learn for us as well
Yeah.
from
And
this list.
Ed did give some recommendations of specific restaurants, which I will put in the show notes, I think, so people can look it up. Okay. Moving on to notes from Desiree, who went as a tourist, and she is vegan, which makes it much, much more difficult because with Ed, he shared that like, if a dish has fish sauce, he avoids it, but he's not gonna like interrogate them, but does it have fish sauce? You know what I mean? Like he kind of lets go. And he eats eggs sometimes, not a lot, but if it's there, he's not gonna be picky with it. So with Ed's way of eating, it's quite flexible, therefore quite easy. Desiree is a vegan. Okay. She went to Bangkok and Samui. Bangkok at Samui is where White Lotus is being shot. Both are very touristy places, and she found it very, very easy. She said that she'd go into a restaurant, tell them that she was vegan and she doesn't eat fish sauce, and the server would just nod, like, yeah, okay, like, no surprise there. They've seen this before 1,000 times. They know what she needs. Now, is she sure that the food that then comes does not have fish sauce? She is not. Like, she doesn't know if the server's just going, yeah, okay, got it. But then, puts fish sauce in it anyway. But
You mean at the regular restaurant, not like the
yes.
vegan restaurant? Yes.
No, at the regular restaurants, right? Like you go into a regular Thai restaurant. But she, being on vacation, like, was not about to like interrogate them again. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, go into the kitchen, right? Like, there's really nothing you can do if they tell you this is vegan, then you just have to accept it.
So she became vegan because of her health consciousness,
I
or
think she is an ethical vegan. She did find that there was plenty of tofu in the cuisine, so she found that when she needed vegan food, the protein sources were not a problem. Because this is the thing about vegan food, is like, sure, you can have vegetables all day long, but you need some protein, otherwise you're not satisfied. And she found that tofu was readily available, which is interesting because that's not what Ed said, but I think because Desiree only went to touristy places, those places would have tofu ready for vegetarian tourists who come. And she also gave a good tip. She says that 7-Eleven, which is like heaven in Bangkok.
it's like heaven. It's like one of the most money-making business in Bangkok.
It's got
It's
so
like
much
on
good
every
food.
block.
Yeah.
And
You cannot be far from walking distance to a 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven had vegan protein shakes that she would have in the morning. So she would like not be hungry in the morning trying to look for food. So she'd grab that and then like, it would tie her over until lunch or whatever. One thing she found was that desserts were really, really easy because most traditional Thai desserts are vegan. We don't use milk, dairy, cream, only the occasional eggs that show up in desserts. So she just delighted in all of the Thai desserts. Before she went, I told her she had to have kanom krok, which are the little coconut pancakes, and coconut ice cream.
yeah, and think about it. She can have mango and sticky rice all day long.
Yes, mango sticky rice as much as you want. No
Yeah,
cream, no animal
yeah.
products, no shrimp paste in that, I can promise you.
Speaking
um,
of veganism in
yeah.
Bangkok, my last trip last month when I was there, I went to this vegan restaurant, and I'm gonna draw you a list on our show
Yes.
notes. I had fish and chips. Guess what they put as a fish?
What?
Banana blossom.
Really?
It was
Was it
so
good?
good. Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. And I had son-in-law eggs vegan. And I was like,
Wow.
I believe I could be vegan tomorrow. Like the
Yeah.
food was so good. I think that the new technology that make, like the development of veganism and in food especially, it's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly
Mm-hmm.
amazing. It looks like eggs, like a real egg, like yellow, like a white egg and a yellow, what do you call it, yolk,
Yes. You
and an
sent me a
egg yolk.
photo and I remember asking you like, but
So
what
good.
is it? Like what is it made from?
Probably
Probably
from
some sort of
soy and
soy.
beans. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
had a
something
great
like
time.
that.
It was so good. So, yeah, it goes to show that you can find good vegan restaurants in Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Finally, my cousin Siri, who lives in the UK, but he goes back to Thailand for a pretty long stint, like a few weeks at a time, twice a year. So he's there a lot. And he brings up an interesting point. He says that in the UK, most restaurants will have a vegan option. You can go anywhere and there will be something you can eat.
How
It, mi-
civilized.
it might be it might be awful, it might be bland, it might be like not good, but there will be something, right? But in Thailand, this is not always the case because, again, as I said, our food is naturally not vegan. So most of the time when you go into a Thai restaurant, you won't be able to just pick things off the menu. Again, modifications have to be made unless the place, like some places, like big restaurants, will have like a vegetarian menu. But if it's just like a normal Thai restaurant, modifications have to be made. But the good news is he has found that they're always so willing to accommodate. So his his regular move is he'll go to a Thai restaurant and then ask them to make a vegan vegetable stir fry with tofu or tofu pad kapao. And so these are his regulars, and he said most places can accommodate it. But because he's Thai, he's able to communicate these with the restaurant. So we are not sure what the experience would be like if a foreigner tried to do this. Um, so that this is just a caveat that this is from an experience of a Thai person. Uh, and then, yeah, he said the same thing is Bangkok and touristy cities, not a problem at all because they're used to it. And many vegan restaurants are popping up. Off touristy routes, you have to be prepared to communicate. Desiree said she had prepared like a Thai text that that says she's vegetarian or oh, she's vegan, and she only had to show it once. But it's good to have, that
Was it your
like
idea that you gave to her,
it.
or she
I
did it
don't think
herself?
so. I think
Because
she did it herself.
that's what I've been doing to my friends who asked me where to go and what to do. I would write in Thai, like
Mm,
as much as Thai people speak English and understand
yes.
English, writing in Thai is still much better.
Yes. Especially with allergies. Like if you're going to die eating something, like you gotta have something in writing to make sure they
Maybe you
understand.
should have that on your hot Thai kitchen to have
Yeah.
people, the printable for
Yes,
Thai.
printables.
Yeah,
Download
the
your
printable for
dietary
Thai.
restriction text.
Exactly.
um, and the thing about Thai people, I will tell you this: when they're speaking to foreigners, because we're so welcoming and we love, like, we don't want to upset people, we will smile and nod at everything, right? We're like, okay, yes, 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 and we'll smile and nod. Whether they actually understood you is a separate issue.
Charming.
Right? But so, like, if something is extremely important, make
Yep.
sure you have that in Thai writing and like double check with Thai people, preferably that it makes sense. And Google Translate, by the way, for
Mm.
Thai language is pretty awful. Like, I mean, I've had so many funny translating situations with Google Translate. It you might be able to get your point across, but it'll be written in such a way that's like no one talks like that. So like ideally you check it with somebody uh who has some Thai knowledge, like your hotel concierge or something, like you stay in a hotel, like you don't have to do this ahead of time, like ask them to write down something that actually makes sense. Okay. So my cousin also said that, oh, this is very interesting and news to me. Thai packaged snacks, like, those potato chips and pote and paprika and all of that stuff, like those packaged snacks that you find at 7-Eleven, 99% off limits. Most of them will contain some sort of like animal products or milk products, dairy product, like milk powder, like
Wow.
Pocky, So most of those are off limits. But as mentioned before, traditional desserts are very, very easy for you. So
Mhm.
if you go to Thailand, skip the snacks, go for the
Mhm.
traditional desserts, which are better anyway. Um, and
Yeah.
anything yellow in desserts usually means eggs. So avoid those. Mhm.
Very, very helpful list.
Oh, there's one more thing. Packaged soy milk in Thailand is not necessarily vegan.
I know when I read the note, it was like, wow, this is a new education for me too. Like this is new information. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
So we grew up with a brand of soy milk called Lactasoy, right? Like this is like
Lactasoy.
the only and Vitamilk, Vitamilk, the only brand of
Vitamilk.
soy, Vitamilk, and the clue is in the name Lacta soy and Vita milk. They actually have milk in it.
Oh
So,
dear.
because again, like Thai people don't drink soy milk because it's a vegan option to dairy. We drink soy milk because it's delicious, right? So, we just love to have soy milk, and some package, I guess, manufacturers of packaged products find that it tastes better if they put actual milk in it. I don't know. So, just be aware of that. Just like there are brands that don't have it, but just because you see it's soy milk doesn't automatically mean that it's vegan.
Mhm. Mhm.
But if you're a fan of soy milk, you have to try Thai fresh soy milk from the cart.
That's the
Like
best.
it is nothing like silk, I will tell you that. Like the bottled soy milk that you put in your lattes is a completely different product. In fact, when I tried silk for the first time, I was like, what in the world is this? Like, what kind of soy milk tastes like this? Because we grew up on freshly squeezed soybean juice, you know?
True. On every street, I mean, it's so easily to find, and they
Yes, yes.
also sell with batongo and some kind of raw meat, like all the
Yes,
toppings.
yes. Yes, so we put
So good.
toppings inside. They sink to the bottom, so they're not toppings anymore. But basically, you have an option of different things. We call them krung, right? Like of different fixins you can put them in. So what's your favorite thing to
I
put in your soy milk?
I love luk dui, which is Job's ears.
Tears.
Job's tears. Sorry, Job's tears. I love the nuttiness of it. Sometimes
I
I
love
like
that too.
ginkgo berry, that
Ginkgo.
guai. Yeah,
Yes, ginkgo. Yeah.
yeah,
Ginkgo nuts.
yes.
Yes.
And they have the Thai basil seeds.
Oh, I love that. Lemon basil. Manglak. Met manglak.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
Manglak. Yeah, yeah. So that was we had a good childhood, huh?
Yes, I know. I miss that so much. I do have a recipe of freshly made soy milk with all these fixins. My favorite is luk dui, the Job's tears, which are kind of like barley, but
Mm-hmm.
fatter and rounder and has a different flavor. And I always love the basil seeds, mit meng lak, and I love wun, like
Mm-hmm.
agar
The
agar jelly pieces in the soy milk. So this is not just something you drink, it's like you drink and you eat also at the same, like bubble tea, like there's stuff to chew and then stuff to drink, and we drink it typically hot. But you can do cold if you want to, but it's sold hot. And it is a very popular breakfast. In Thailand, you can find it anywhere. It's so cheap and so good.
I was about to say it could be breakfast or late night treat because you can find that
Oh,
too in
yeah.
the night
Yes,
market.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's often sold late night as well, but midday, it's
Yeah.
harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you mentioned, Chef Hong mentioned that it's served with patongko. So patongko is fried Chinese donuts. but Thai style.
and served with this custard. And all of them are vegan, actually. Oh no, except Batongo. Do they have
Patongko is
butter?
vegan. No, no,
Okay.
Patongko
No,
is
I think they
vegan,
use
but the custard you dip it in is not.
eggs. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, or milk. Um, so, but you can just dip the patongko into the soy milk.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what you do. So good.
Oh.
I'm missing it now. I
Oh.
was talking to my cousin to prepare for this episode, and he was telling me about how he says you have to tell your listeners to go find real fresh soy milk because it's totally different from the packaged stuff. And that night I had a dream about real soy milk. I was craving it so much. I was dreaming about it. I have to go and make it now. So there you go. Oh, I want to conclude with some takeaway tips. You have to learn the word for vegetarian, which is mangsawirat. Okay? This means vegetarian and or vegan. We don't have like different terms for vegetarian or vegan, so you have to say mangsawirat. And if you're vegan, you may have to specify I don't eat eggs, no fish sauce, no eggs. So you have to communicate, learn the words. I'll just tell you what it is, and you can replay this if you want to. No fish sauce means ไม่เอาน้ำปลา ไม่เอา means I don't want. Or you can say ไม่กิน I don't eat. ไม่กินน้ำปลา ไม่กินไข่ don't eat eggs. I think if you say these two things, they'll get the point.
You know what?
And then they'll put
We're going to make a list for
oyster
you.
sauce in it.
We are going to make a list for you and do a printable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
the
from Sabai talk to our friends.
Keyword is mangsawirat. Okay. Not to be confused with the other word day. So you'll hear this a lot. Day, gin day. And it kind of means vegan, but it means more than that. And you do not want to tell people that you eat day because people will not want to accommodate you because Jay is extremely strict. So Jay is a religious way of eating where not only is it vegan, you don't eat garlic, onion, anything that's pungent, anything that's spicy, basically anything with flavor is off limits. So Jay food is very bland. And most Thai people will only eat Jay food during the Jay festival for 9 days. This is not something you can prolong, indefinitely. But
Only 9 days?
some,
I thought some people did longer than that.
well, it depends on the strength of your faith,
Well,
I guess.
yeah.
And but a lot of Thai people will use the word Jay sort of interchangeably with mangsawirat because it's just shorter and just easier to say, and it comes up a lot because every year we have this festival. But know that if you tell people you're mangsawirat, they can accommodate you. If you tell people you eat Jay, forget it. They'll be like, sorry, can do.
But see, but that's another good tip too. Like sometimes when you go into Thailand and you see that yellow sign, a lot of
Yes.
yellow signs, at the restaurant that say it's J or Mangsawirat as well.
Yeah. So, okay. So J food is all automatically mangsawirat, but mangsawirat is not necessarily J, if that makes sense. And then we, of course, have to talk about the fact that if you are vegan, you should go to Thailand during the J festival.
In
where
Phuket.
Everywhere. Literally every restaurant for a period of those days will have vegan options. Like even restaurants that don't normally have anything, for that period of time, they will have something. So you'll be in vegan heaven for those 9 days. This year, 2025, it is October 21st to October 29th. It is called Tesakan Gin Jae or Jae Eating Festival. In English, it is the Nine Emperor Gods Festival. It's originally a Chinese religious, I guess like ceremony, I don't know, festival. So it came from the Chinese. And so you can, and then as Chef Hong mentioned, there is a logo, the official J logo. It'll be red text on yellow background that says J, and everywhere you see this flag, it means they have something available for you.
Even on some of the products in the back, they have that sign.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Like soy sauces will
Yep.
have like the J logo on it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So
Mhm.
that's a good logo to note. And tell us about the J Festival in Phuket, because that's something else.
Okay, I have never been, but I've only have read and watched on, small clips. Sometime people do some kind of miraculous show, like you walk
Mm.
through the fire, you believe in this God so much that you could put the one tip of arrow throughout your mouth and do something like, oh, I don't get pain from doing, like it's kind of
Yeah.
extreme. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
yes.
Like during those
Extreme
time they will
self
show uh I don't want to say torture, but more like more like it.
inflicting pain. It's inflicting pain upon yourself to prove that you don't feel pain as a
I
result of your faith in this. I'm sure it's come a long way from its origins, but it's
because
turned
some
into a show.
Because sometimes they say เทศกาล ถือศีล กินเจ meaning it's a
Mm,
festival that you collect merits, right? You keep
mm,
merits,
mm.
you keep goodwills, and then you eat j, meaning you eat you eat less meat, actually no meat at all, so that you
Mm.
can wash your soul and all your dirty
Your
things away,
sins.
your sins away. And because you're doing that, some of them believe they have this supernatural power that they can do things, you can conquer your pain,
Yeah.
if I may say.
Yeah. And this happens in Phuket. I think there might be another place that it happens, but Phuket, I think, is the big
Mm-hmm,
location. I was in Singapore one year during the J Festival, and they had some version of like it's a parade, and the show is part of this parade. And so they had something like that also in Singapore. So I think J Festival is actually in Southeast Asia, not just in Thailand.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So therefore, there are a lot of seasonal jay eater in Thailand.
Yes, yes.
Right? They
Nine
just do like
day.
once a year. Yeah, once a year for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, for nine
Yeah.
days, half the country goes vegan. And so if you're vegan, there is no better time to be there
What
than
dates are
during the
there again? You mean at the
October
end of October?
21st, October 21st to October 29th. It changes every year because I think it's a lunar calendar.
Huh.
So, yeah.
So that has to be very near to Loi Krathong. So if any of
Yes.
you were to go there, that time is a good time to go to, because then you can have a full moon festival. And I'm not talking about big party. I'm talking about,
Not full moon party.
no, it is a
That's
festival that
different.
that you give back the respect to the mother of the river, แม่คงคา. And yeah, now you go up north where you light the lantern and let it go. See?
Mhm.
Perfect itinerary
There you go.
for 2 weeks in Thailand.
Yes. So that is it. That's all we have for you today. I hope that was helpful for those of you going to Thailand, either you yourself are vegetarian or vegan, or you have family members who are, then now you are fully prepared. We will put recommended restaurants in the show notes, and then maybe we'll also put some text that you can copy and paste onto your papers the next time you go. All
Thank you
right.
so much for listening and joining us on this journey of learning more about Thai food, Thai culture, and the Thai way of living.
And if you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us at sabaitalk@hongthaime.com. You can reach me on my on Instagram at Hot Thai Kitchen, and my website for all of your Thai recipe needs is at hotthaikitchen.com. And by the way, if you're on my website, go to the recipe by category. There's a whole category for vegetarian and vegan, or at least meatless. I think I called it meatless because if it's meatless to start, it's very easy to modify from there. And so you can reference that if necessary.
And you can find me on any social media at Hong Thai Me, and love to hear from you. But for now, enjoy eating and have a wonderful day and week to come.
Thank you so much for listening. See you next time.
สวัส
สวัสดี
ดี
ค่
ค่ะ
ะ This episode is sponsored by our friends at Chef's Choice. Chef's Choice has been producing many different Thai ingredients and exporting them to the US for over 50 years. They are, in fact, the first coconut milk factory in Thailand. And for those of you who are vegetarian or vegan, Chef's Choice makes a great vegan fish sauce that I can highly recommend.
And I'm the fan of their coconut milk and curry paste. So thank you so much, Chef Choice, for supporting and be part of our Sabai Talk journey.